What is intimacy? Why are we so afraid of it? Why is it so hard for us to feel this closeness to one another? Let's explore these questions and more through the lens of Andre Aciman's Call Me By Your Name. Intimacy can easily be defined as a closeness, a familiarity, or a friendship between two or sometimes more people, but in reality, it is not so easy to define. Intimacy itself is an elusive feeling amongst each other. We've all encountered those moments where we are not as close to someone or others as we should or wished we were. We crave to be known, but also fear the reality of being known. How much of ourselves will be too much for others, or how much of others will be too much for us? The human desire for intimacy has had far-reaching implications throughout our history, from the modern-day teachings from society of what a relationship is supposed to be, to literature and movies showing us whirlwind romances and those swept away with each other, all with the encompassing feeling of being wholly loved and known.
Call me by your name and I'll call you by mine.
Elio encompasses these desires in his own thoughts. It never occurred to me that I had brought him here, not just to show him my little world, but to ask my little world to let him in, so that the place where I came to be alone on summer afternoons would get to know him, judge him, see if he fitted in, take him in, so that I might come back here and remember.
So you won't, I guess?
Within Call Me By Your Name, we see Elio's most intimate relationship as of yet. This is through Marzia, his friend and sometimes lover, in which she tells him that she likes to read too, but doesn't let other people know. People who read are hiders. They hide who they are. People who hide don't always like who they are. In which this was her way of showing Elio intimacy. She admitted that she may not like herself, but feels a kinship to Elio through that connection. Through Elio's relationship with Marzia, he seems to still be unable to find that true intimacy. He wishes to find himself in someone and for them to find themselves within him. Throughout the beginning of this tale, Elio keeps his thoughts to himself, only letting us know him. Elio's first step to true intimacy was knowing that in fact he knew nothing and openly admitting such. Elio, in his initial attraction to Oliver, even concedes this to him. If only you knew how little I really know about the things that matter. This is one of Elio's first steps with intimacy with Oliver, admitting that he knows nothing. As their love grows, we see this intimate connection reach its zenith with their numerous confessions. You'll kill me if you stop. Call me by your name and I'll call you by mine, as well as eventually Oliver's. I'm like you, he said. I remember everything. As with all great loves, this story, too, does not end with a happily ever after. If you remember everything I wanted to say, And if you are really like me, then before you leave tomorrow, or when you're just ready to shut the door of the taxi and have already said goodbye to everyone else and there's not a thing left to say in this life, then, just this once, turn to me, even in jest, or as an afterthought, which would have meant everything to me when we were together, and as you did back then, look me in the face, hold my gaze, and call me by your name. We had the stars, you and I, and this is given once only. Elio, through his relationship and true intimacy with Oliver, discovers what we all do if we are lucky within our lives. True heartbreak, and why we fear intimacy so much. This is encapsulated in his father's speech to him. Most of us can't help but live as though we've got two lives to live. One is the mock-up, the other the finished version, and then there are all those versions in between. But there's only one, and before you know it, your heart is worn out, and as for your body, there comes a point when no one looks at it, much less wants to come near it. Right now, there's sorrow. I don't envy the pain, but I envy you the pain. On our road to intimacy, is it not us we find in others? Is it not about finding our other half, but finding that we can make ourselves whole? In the end, are we not Elio? Thank you for listening to my thoughts on intimacy through the book, Call Me By Your Name. Let me know your thoughts. Were there anything you hoped I would touch on but I did not? Was there anything that I said that resonated with you strongly? Please let me know in the comments. I would love to hear them. Thank you.